Hello, welcome back to Cooking with JennyO. In this episode, we will be making some turnip greens mixed with mustard greens. Hope you enjoy. Please like and subscribe. Hello, welcome back everyone to Cooking with JennyO. In this episode, we will be making some turnip greens with some mustard greens. Now, yeah, that date says November. I know. But I had it in a deep freezer. That's my only defense. So, it's still good. And as you can see, it's still frozen. Let's see. We're going to start cutting this up. And we're going to put it in this pot. You must be wondering, why am I cutting this up? Well, I will be cutting it up so that it won't be stringy for when we actually cook it and when we eat it. Don't want to choke on those turnip greens or mustard greens. Alright, let's cut this up. Oops. Thankfully, I had this sitting out for a little bit, and it's easier for me to cut through. Alright, so this one, there we go. Cutting it like this also makes it chewable. Don't know if you'll have little kids eating turnip greens or mustard greens. Alright, let's get this one. It's stuck in there. There we go. Oh, this one's harder to cut through. I don't know, I might break this one off, y'all. We're gonna see. Or I'm using the wrong type of knife to cut through this stuff. Almost. Got that first cut. The first cut is done. And always be careful when you're using a knife. You don't want your fingers to be too close to it. Just close enough so you can get whatever you need cut. Okay, that is... Alright, we're probably going to have to just break this one somehow. Because some of it's coming off. Oh, it's really frozen. I probably should have had this thrown out a little bit longer. We're just going to chip away at it. But yeah, I remember seeing my grandparents in the kitchen cooking back in the day. My mama used to make all type of things. She used to put ham hocks in different foods, but we're not going to be putting no ham hocks. If nobody know what ham hocks are, though, it's a part of a pig. But we're not putting no ham hocks in this. Okay, it should be good. Last cut. But yeah, it was nice watching them cook when I was a kid. Okay. Put all them chunks in there. Okay. We'll put that to the side. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, that ice made my hands freeze a little bit. Ooh, that's cold. That's cold. That's cold. Oh, I forgot about this one. Now, I can't remember if this was kale or if it was mustard greens, but it was one of them. So we're going to go ahead and use this one up too. Forgot all about that one. Alright, that's a big chunk right there. Look at all of that. That looks good. One of the things I love cooking is collard greens. Collard greens. But, well, any of your leafy greens are good for the body. It's good for the insides to help clear you out, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to go into detail about that, but I think most of y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's a nice cut right there. Nice cut. We almost done with this one. There we go. Woo. Alright, let's stick that chunk in, these chunks in here. Woo. Look at that, y'all. Look at all of that. Nice and green. Good for the body. Good for the spirit. Alright, so now I'm going to add some garlic in this. Fresh garlic. You see, you get some of that in there. Oh, and onion. So this is going to be a very healthy mustard green, turnip green blend. Let's take this little thing off the onions. Oh, look at that. You probably can plant this and get a little seed. We'll throw that in there. So I'm going to cut this off. That back end off. I'm going to cut this in a yeah, you want to make sure you're watching everything you're doing when you're using a knife. Be safe. Always. That one. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully there's enough room for these onions. We're gonna make some room. How about that? See, one of the things is when it starts cooking, all this is gonna boil down. It's not really gonna shrink, but it is shrink enough to where everything will fit in the pot. All right, we're gonna add some lemon peppers. Oh, we don't want to put too much in there. Just enough, y'all. Just enough. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And some salt. I say for this, you want to put about, it pretty much is about your preference. If you like stuff to be a bit not salty, but peppery, and lemony. Put about a tablespoon of that in there. We're gonna put a tablespoon of this in there. Tablespoon right there. We're gonna put some, well, first we're gonna put some of this water in here. Let's put some of this water in here. Careful how that's poured. Ooh. You know, I think I need to get a picture because this water, when I pour it, it comes down this way. But let's hurry up and pour it. Pour it. Pour. You want to have the water to about right here. That way, when you're cooking it on the stove, it won't overflow when it starts to boil. Okay, there we go. And oh yes, now we're gonna add some of this olive oil. This is extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna put like a tablespoon of that in there too. And the olive oil, it'll help to mix all the ingredients together so that it can be fully flavorful. The spices and the salt and everything will stick to the greens. So we're gonna put this on the skillet, and not the, well, the stove. We're gonna put it on the stove and cook it for about, you might have to cook this for about an hour or two, actually. It depends. If you want it really tender, you might want to cook it for an hour. If you want it soggy, like sludge or something, you want to cook it for like 2 hours. But I'll be showing y'all the end result of this. Okay, this is our turnip greens mixed with mustard greens and onions and a few other herbs. I think I put a few other herbs in there. With these, you also want to make sure that the water doesn't boil down all the way. At least maybe you cook it for maybe like an hour and a half. But keep an eye on that water because you don't want your mustard greens, you don't want your greens to scorch at the bottom. And also make sure you keep stirring it up from time to time, maybe like every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. Make sure you stir it up. I put some salt in there as well. All right, hope y'all enjoy it.